With schools and colleges shut for a long period of time due to lockdown, institutions are turning to online mode to cope with the syllabus. Private schools, government schools, institutions everywhere are opting for online education at this time of global pandemic. Sikkim State's Education Department has also been giving classes through online mode. Today speaking with us are Mr. G.P. Upadhyay, Additional Chief Secretary, Education Department, and also Mr. Bhim Tatal, who is the Director of Primary Education. ACS, sir, let's start by talking about Education Department's preparedness as far as COVID-19 is concerned and subsequent lockdown and shutting of all schools. What has been done so far? What are the major steps taken?
A very good morning to all my viewers, all dear students, teachers, parents, school heads, and everybody. Yes, this global pandemic COVID-19 has affected everybody in a different way and in a very bad way. Education department, as you know, imparts education, and our educational institutions are closed for the last about 1.5 months now. They will further remain closed for next 1 month as of now. Thereafter, we don't know what will happen. We are still waiting. We are still finding that the disease is evolving on a daily basis. Situation is changing on a daily basis. So we don't know how long the schools and colleges will remain further closed. But as on today, it has been 1.5 months. And seeing in the very beginning, we were seized of this problem that schools are closed, and these are the time when there is the studies are at a very fast pace in Sikkim. Because unlike other states in plain areas, we don't have our sessions beginning from April. It begins from February. And as you know, we don't have summer holidays. We have very little summer holidays. We have a long winter holiday. So, in fact, April, May, June are the months when the studies are at their peak. So, we decided under the chair of Honorable Minister that we should make use of all available resources, online resources, radio for those places which are not connected by internet or internet is weak, and of course the local television cable, which is in many homes in the state. So all these three modes are being used to impart education.
Director, sir, could you please elaborate on the process of online mode of education? How is it being done? What are the platforms being used, and how do the students enroll themselves?
Namaskar to all the listeners and viewers of this program. Regarding these online classes which are being devised by the Education Department, in fact, it is not online only. We have 3 forums that we are currently utilizing. First one is through internet. We have one Sikkim EduTech app. Through this Sikkim EduTech app, the teachers have to download this app from the Google Play Store, and after downloading it, they have to configure it in their mobile phones, and they have to enter the data of the students in the app. Once they are done with these things, they can push the lessons to the students from the app. The app has a huge library of the teaching e-learning contents, and students can have access to this app, and they can have access to all the contents that they would like to go through during this lockdown period. That is one way. The other way is that we have started one training program. We have started one interactive session through All India Radio Gangtok, which is also being broadcast by Kanchenjunga FM 103. It starts at 1 p.m. every day except for Sunday, all 6 days of the week. At 1 it starts, and at 1:40 the students can ask questions to the teachers. The teachers will answer their queries. Subjects like English, social science, political science, history, all those subjects which is not possible through visual content, visual display is being done by the radio. Now let us come to those subjects where blackboard, whiteboard, some visual contexts are required, and for those subjects like mathematics or science, we have another program through Sambat TV and its associate cable TVs in the state. It is telecast at 6 p.m. in the evening, and after the news is done. So our teachers will come to the studio, they will record their lectures, and then this is being telecast by the radio, by the television. So this is how we are reaching out to the students.
Okay, so this question is also for you. Now, when it comes to online mode of education, we are completely dependent on technology, and connectivity is also an issue. Now, for students who are in government schools, most of them are from economically weaker sections. how are they going to access this? They may not even have access to the internet or even the mobile phones. How are you going to make sure that every student is covered, and what happens to those who are left out?
This is a matter of concern, really. In fact, what we are doing is that all these e-contents that are being telecast or broadcast through radio, through internet, we have collected all these. There is a centralized data bank of all these things which are already being telecast or broadcast. Now, what we are doing is that we are converting these into accessible hard drives. And we will send these hard drives to the districts, and from the district to the BSCs and to the schools, so that the teachers will give it to the students. So to those places where there is no accessibility of internet or any other kind of reach, we are sending this manually. In a way, you can say it's manually also, or maybe to the possibility we can send the files through internet to the district headquarters, and they will download it, and they will further send it to the students. On top of that, we have devised one school radio also, which is available in the mobile. These are some of the ways we are trying to reach out to the students.
What about the teachers? For some of them, this is something new and they may not be familiar with the application. So, is there any specific training that is being provided to them as well?
We have some WhatsApp groups. There are many WhatsApp groups, in fact, at the state level, district level, and the BSc levels. These contents, regarding how to use this EduTech app, or for that matter, any other app, the school radio program, we are sending them the guidelines about how to use this to the WhatsApp groups. They are having access to this. They are some way or the other being trained about how to use this technology.
ACS, so let's talk about the challenges. Should the lockdown further extend, if it's extended, and should the schools be indefinitely closed as is happening in other parts of the world, how prepared is Education Department to handle a situation like that?
I think this is a very relevant question, but I am only hoping and praying that it doesn't happen, because the schools being closed indefinitely is a very scary scenario, and I would be extremely disappointed and sad. But then if situation is really serious like that and government takes a decision, then we have to abide by it. As I said, situation is evolving on a daily basis, and we are trying to use every mean that is at our disposal. In fact, I have even thought of requesting the college students who are staying in Basti areas in their homes, because everything is closed, to if there is in the neighborhood, if there is a child which is in the school, they should find some time to teach him, maintaining the distance, a group of 2 or 3 students, let's say. And you rightly asked earlier about children who don't have access to internet or other kinds of gadgets, electronic gadgets. So I think we will have to intensify our efforts to reach students through online mode, and make it a permanent kind of a medium. Because even if the schools reopen, what we are thinking is that initially we may not be able to call everybody to the school. We may have to maintain some kind of segregation, or we may have to have shifts in the schools, morning shift, afternoon shift, or some younger children may not be called. So in that case, we have discussed that we will continue with this online mode, radio mode and TV mode for as long as we can, because we are not going to discontinue it just because the schools get reopened.
Okay, that's something to think about here. So now let's talk about the students who are stranded. What arrangements are being made for these students? I believe there are 2 categories of students here. Students from Sikkim who are stuck outside, and those from outside who are stranded in Sikkim. What is government doing for these? What is Education Department doing for these students? How are you planning to bring them back?
It's a very, very important point. I would like to inform everybody, जोले पनि मेरो कुरा सुन्नु हुँदैछ सिक्किममा, सबलाई मेरो सबले ध्यानपूर्वक सुनिदिनु भनेर म रिक्वेस्ट गर्छु. This is important because this is going to be the first thing that we will be tackling with the moment lockdown is opened. Now, there are 2 categories, as you said rightly. About 6,000 students are studying in Sikkim who don't belong to Sikkim. And then we have got about 1,800 students who are from Sikkim who are studying outside Sikkim. So, before 31st, if the flights and planes and trains resume, then the students who are stranded outside, who are from Sikkim but studying outside, will definitely like to return back to the state to meet their parents and family members. So for them, and the schools, our own universities and colleges are closed till 31st of May. So the people who are studying here, the children who are studying here, will come only after 31st. But the lot which I mentioned about people from Sikkim, they may come before that, once the lockdown and the transport is allowed. So for them, we had a meeting in the last 2 days, one with at the level of Honorable Minister with all the Vice Chancellors. Then we had a meeting yesterday with Chief Secretary and the task force, in which we have identified existing hostel facilities in different institutions, schools, government and private both. We are even thinking of requisitioning some of the hotels or requesting them to provide beds on payment basis. For example, there could be parents who want to put their children in quarantine in some hotels, and they are not averse to making a small payment for that on a daily basis. And the hotels being closed and completely running out of cash and revenue, they may also get some income out of this activity. So we will be, the tourism department is organizing this. We will be also organizing some hotel rooms where some children could be kept on payment basis by their parents. And as I said, the hostels which are available, for example, we have got large number of beds available in SMIT under SMU. We have some hostels in private schools in Gangtok, in other districts, plus institutes like ATTC, CCCT, their hostels, plus Karfektar State Institute of Capacity Building, SIRD, Rural Development Institute, plus the collectors have also identified other locations where children could be quarantined. Now what will happen is that we will be in touch with them so that we can plan their arrival. We don't want all of them to come on the first day of opening of lockdown. We want them to come in a staggered way, let's say over 3-4 days, 5 days, so that we are able to properly test each one of them, rapid test in the beginning. And anybody who is symptomatic will immediately be sent to a hospital, but somebody who is asymptomatic, even then he is showing negative result, even he or she will be kept in quarantine for 14 days with the government facility, and again thereafter 14 days in their homes. So we will be establishing camps at the borders near Malli and Rangpo to do this testing, and thereafter we will be sending them to these designated places.
Thank you, ACS sir. Thank you, Director sir, as well, for providing some useful information. Would you like to add anything?
There is something that I would like to add. This is specifically to those primary teachers who are currently, undergoing one training through All India Radio Gangtok and FM 103. So we are providing training to these primary teachers about how to use the newly devised textbook for primary schools. Our ACS sir has desired that this training has to be extended to the levels of the BRCCs, that is block level resource coordinators, cluster level resource coordinators, assistant education officers, assistant directors, deputy directors, and all the school heads, because this is really very, very important. A kind of book that we have devised, something very first of its kind in the entire country. And the use of this book is very essential to be, the teachers to be trained. That is one thing. The other thing is that we have recently announced there are 2 competitions in fact. One is for the students about how did they spend their time during the lockdown. And the other is for the teachers about what they did, their innovative practices to reach out to the students. We request the teachers and the students to participate in this activity. We have extended the date till 31st of March now, 31st of May now. And at the same time, our special request to all the district heads to please monitor this online training program for the teachers and radio classes for the students as well as television classes for the students. Thank you.
That is all we have for today's episode of Sikkim This Week. IPR has been and will continue bringing stories to you even during the lockdown. Please like and follow our Facebook page, that is Government of Sikkim official page, for the most authentic news and information on recent developments in the government and the state. I'm Shirin Eden. Thank you for watching.